Welcome to Eagles and Airwaves, voices and topics from Thompson Valley High School.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to Fashion Forward, the podcast. I am here with Natalia. Say hi.
Hi.
Today we're going to be talking about supernatural experiences that have happened to us, because this is technically a merge of the podcast Petite Fashion and Spooks and Crafts, where I talk about scary stuff. So we merged the two podcasts, and now I am here with Natalia for an interview. So, Natalia, what have been some paranormal things that have happened to you?
When I was a kid.
Okay, your kid. How old? I'm sorry.
Oh, when I was 8 or so, probably whenever I lived in Johnstown or so, I was in the backyard playing, and I thought I truly lost my mind when I saw a giant. So me and my brothers were on the back porch, and we saw this giant turkey. Someone dressed up in a costume.
Oh my
or
God.
something, I think. I don't even know. And he was just walking our fence, his back to the fence, but it was just a massive turkey. It was terrifying.
Was it did it look how big was it?
If it was a 6-foot man.
Oh my God.
And I never found out who was the person.
That was your dad.
That'd be terrifying.
It's your dad role playing as a turkey.
I was literally crying. Because he was just walking the fence, and it was just some big turkey costume. Or I don't even know what it was.
Oh my God.
It's horrifying, though. But that's my experience.
Have there been any more recent experiences happening, like scary dreams or seeing stuff at night when you go to Bodecker Lake?
Yes.
Okay, talk about that.
So, there's been a couple times where I've gone to Bodecker, late in the afternoon.
You got.
My bad.
Sorry, I was fixing her mic positioning. Okay.
Okay, there's been a couple times where I've gone to Bodecker late in the afternoon or nightish. And I swear to God, one time I saw a group of what do you even call it?
Bugs?
Dogs almost.
Oh, did you see a coyote pack or something?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I was just standing there, I was just looking at them. I was 5 feet away. I was just do I move? Or do I run? What
did you walk there? Did you have the gator? Did you have the car?
I walked. So I was terrified. I was shaking in my boots.
I actually, honestly, you probably shouldn't have brought the gator, because your mom would have been like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
The gator is super loud. If you ever have driven a gator or something, you know how loud they are.
Any
They're
John Deere vehicle.
Any John Deere vehicle is loud.
Yeah.
And your car is decently loud too.
Okay, but my car isn't that bad.
Your car is not that bad, but how
It's
long
old.
ago was this?
This happened 4 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
But they I was standing there and I was just watching them because I was on top of the pier. You remember the?
Yeah. I would have
And-
jumped in the water and started swimming.
And I stood there and I was looking at them what are those? I'm are those coyotes? I was about to freak out, and then they turned. I was please,
Please God.
I'm not food. I don't care how rabid you are. I am food.
I would have jumped in the water. Coyotes normally won't go in water.
But I would just stand there looking at them in their eyes, and I just started screaming bloody murder, and they ran off.
Granted, you can't swim that well, but it's okay.
Yes, I can. What are you talking about?
You hate jumping in the water. You're I'm going to sink.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What happened with that sleep paralysis demon? Did he ever come back?
Oh, my God. Okay, so I had a couple more of those sleep paralysis.
Oh, my God.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
But basically, I think 3 nights ago, I was just sleeping, and I woke up around 2 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't move once again, of course. And I was staring at the ceiling, and I saw a man in the corner of my room, and he slowly moved towards me, and I was about lost. And I'm come on, you gotta move, Natalia, you gotta move. And the child started to move my body. I was
Anything. Bro, I would start crying so.
But I basically just closed my eyes. I'm like, nope, I ain't gonna even see him no more.
I can't see no more. I can't see me.
But I swear to God, I felt like a hand touched me. I about jumped out of my skin.
Oh my god. Okay, so I have something similar to the coyote story. It probably wasn't a coyote. It was probably like a skinwalker or some shit. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Stop messing with your keys. She has a very cute little Converse on her keys. To her Jeep Cherokee.
Okay, what's your story with the coyotes?
I don't know if it was coyotes. This was like during 2022, 2021. And it was the summer, like when we were still in online school. So summer was basically just like a hot version of online school.
Yeah.
And I had like, we probably both had horrible sleep problems around this time because it was like when we first met.
Yeah.
And I swear I had gone out, like I had gone into the kitchen to get something. Like I was just going to get coffee or something because, you know, coffee when you're pulling an all-nighter. And now I can't physically pull all-nighters anymore unless we're having a sleepover.
Fair enough.
But I had walked to the door. Like our back door is completely clear. Like you've seen it.
Yeah.
And our front door is like kind of like clear. It's like foggy clear. And I want to put something over that so badly because every time I walk out in the morning and I see a shadow, I'm like, just about have a heart attack every time.
Sounds about right.
So it's a completely glass door. You can see right through it. Anything can see at you. And we didn't have the dog bed out at the time because we like had dog bed. We have a dog bed out in the back. So it wasn't that. And I just saw something like completely white just standing there. Like just standing there, not doing anything and kind of like looking at me. So I just ignored it and went on with my business because I knew if you like gave it attention or some stuff, it would like freak out and try to kill you.
Right.
But I was so terrified because we hadn't closed the dog door, and I'm like, oh my God, what if he comes in the house?
Yeah.
So I proceeded to grab a butcher's knife, keep it with me all night. I just had a butcher's knife in my room, and my mom's like, what are you doing with that? And I'm like, Mom, there was something outside last night. She's like, oh, did you like close the door or something? I'm like, I didn't close the dog door. I didn't want to go near the door. What if it came and killed me? I'm like, at this time I was like a 5 foot, 90 pound, like 11-year-old.
I'd be terrified too.
Actually, I don't think I was ever 90 pounds. I mean, I was probably 90 pounds at some point, but I was probably like 100 pounds at this time. I was lightweight, and I was short, and I was like 11.
Yeah.
So that scared the absolute crap out of me, and I didn't go near that door for like a month afterward.
Really?
I would go out I go near the door during the daytime, but at night I would like pull the blinds down. Like before it got dark, I would pull the blinds down and close the dog door and be like, sucks if the dogs are out there. But yeah, that basically scared the ever-living hell out of me because I was like, what is that? Like, I was going to get food, and I just saw it, and I'm like, oh, what is that? What is that? What is that?
Yeah,
like, I was just like,
food, never mind.
food, coffee, never mind. I, like, walked through the living room. Like, you know how my house is set up? Like, you have the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and then there's, like, this area for our laundry that leads to my room. I went through there. I sat in my room shivering, shaking, quaking in my boots, and I'm like, I have to go to bed. That was terrifying. I don't know if I can stay up the rest of the night.
Right.
Ended up staying up the rest of the night, and Mom's like, what was that ruckus that you were making last night? I'm like, I was in my room most of the night. She's like, no, I heard somebody, like, knocking on the window, and I'm like, Mom.
You're like, shut up.
Please, stop. I was gonna cry if she kept talking because her room's like on the floor, and I think whatever it was have like left, like said bye-bye, because like shortly after that I had gotten like certain wishes.
Yeah.
And Natalia knows what I'm talking about, but I would not like to talk about it on this channel.
You want to hear a story?
Yeah, you get closer to your mic though.
Not bad. Okay, so basically when I was like around 5, 6, 7
Yeah.
or so. I lived in Kansas City,
Mm-hmm.
Gardner, I believe.
Kansas.
And we lived in this 2-story house. It was like it's kind of scrawny, but I loved the
Yeah.
house. Not the point. But we had in our area we had a lot of break-ins.
Oh.
I remember one night I was there with just my brothers only and stuff, and my parents were gone because they went on their
Yeah.
day or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was up. I was like 11 or so. My brothers were in the room ready like to sleep and stuff or whatever. But
Just ASMR mid-story, bro.
give me a second. I need to clear my throat. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no water allowed in here, bro.
But I got out of my bed and stuff. I went to the living room. I turned on the TV and I was watching like.
Bubble Guppies, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, I was watching Peppa Pig. I was watching the episode where it's like Susie and Peppa were like, we're not friends anymore. And then like she hung up on the phone. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I heard someone knock on the window, and my body just froze. I was just sitting there. I'm like, did I hear that right?
Maybe it was Chucky.
And I looked around, and I'm like, my brothers aren't out. And I heard another knock, and then I heard like the window screen like door like get ripped off, and I about literally crapped myself, and I started screaming bloody murder. And all my brothers came out of the room. Gage came out running. He had his knife. Sebastian was just hiding behind Ramon. And Chucky came out. He had his gun, of course.
For reference, her brothers are like 10 or 20 years older than her. Like, Sebastian's only about like two or three years. Sebastian's the youngest brother.
Mm-hmm.
And is Chucky the oldest, or is Ramon the oldest?
Chucky is the oldest.
Okay.
Chucky's like 29
All
right
right.
now, so he would have been probably in his
Teens.
teens.
Early, like
But
late teens to like, not late teens, early teens to like 6 or 7.
But they came running out, and they all they just looked at me and they're like, "What's wrong?" And I started freaking out. I'm like, "Someone's trying to break in," and so I don't know where they got the courage to, but they ran out of the house and they started chasing the man down the street.
Oh my God.
Sebastian and me stayed behind.
Yeah.
Sebastian had a butcher's knife. I was literally cornered with him inside the house. We were terrified. Chucky, Gage, Ramon they all three just decided to chase the man down.
Chase him. Just,
I don't know what exactly happened, but they came back 20 minutes later.
wow.
So that was fun.
That man is in police custody now.
I mean, I know they didn't do anything, but they probably beat the man, honestly.
Beat the crap out of him.
I mean, you can because he tried to break into our
Yeah,
house.
it's just self-defense, honestly.
Literally.
But like,
But so that happened in Kansas, and then
Yeah.
we left.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the story that happened in Kansas when I lived there about 3 years ago?
Sure.
So basically, I thought it'd be funny to buy one of these like Minecraft mods or whatever
Yeah.
and stuff, like to get like extra.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so I bought one. Like I paid like 50 cents for it.
50 cents.
And my phone started bugging out after it, and I started freaking out. I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? And my phone completely shut off. I'm like, and so I went out to the back porch where Sebastian was, because we lived on 7 acres, and we had a
Yeah.
back porch about a foot away from the house. And I went to him. I'm like, there's something wrong with my phone. Like, I have a bad feeling. Like, I have a really uneasy feeling right now, dude. Like, we need to go inside, lock the doors, close the windows, get our knives and stuff. He's like, oh, well, I don't believe you. I'm like, what the hell you mean you don't believe me?
Fine, stay out here.
And so that's what I did. I left him out there, and I went back inside, and my phone turned back on. I'm like, and all my apps were gone. And the only app I had was, like, the phone call and stuff, like the thing.
You should have done a hard reset on your phone. Like, that's pretty easy to do.
But I called my mom. I'm like, I have a really bad feeling. Like, I think something's going to happen, what, blah, blah, blah. And then I hung up and just left her in the dark. Because she was about 3 hours away. She was in Kansas City, and we lived in Gardner, I think. Yeah, we lived in Gardner. But I went inside. Sebastian finally came in and stuff. And not even a minute later, a black little, like, van showed up in front of the house. And I was, like, shaking. Because I was, like, 11 or 12 at this point. And Sebastian's like, okay, I'm going to mom's safe. You know, you're getting the gun, I'm getting the gun too, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But our neighbor, who we were really close to,
Yeah.
like she was like a mom to us, kind
Yeah.
of. And she saw the car pull up. She's like, "That's not the right thing." And
Like,
so
that's
she
not
ran over
good.
with her shotgun. And she chased the man out of the driveway,
Oh my god.
and she stayed with us for the rest of the day till my mom got back home.
That's.
Because my dad was in Colorado at the time.
Oh my god. That's scary, bro.
It was terrifying. I was like, I couldn't sleep. That's actually whenever I started having like really
Night
bad
terrors and
anxiety.
stuff.
I would stay up constantly and I'd sleep at school
Mhm.
just because I physically couldn't sleep at my house.
I think when I was like, I forgot how old I was, and I feel like I'm blocking out a lot of the story because it was really scary.
Yeah.
But when I was like we were still living in Boonesboro, so I was about like 7 or 8,
Okay.
maybe 6, like maybe 6.
Yeah.
But we had like a good amount, like we had about 7 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
And we had woods behind us, not like Colorado woods, like Maryland woods. They were very sparse.
Yeah.
But we had found this, like, I was walking with my sister and my brother because my parents were fighting.
Yep.
And my grandma told us to just go out of the house for a little while and walk around. So we had brought the dogs.
Yeah.
And we were just walking and chilling out. And, like, we found this well, like this abandoned well. And it was, like, filled with bricks and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, it smelled like something was rotting in there.
Oh.
Like, it wasn't just, like, a little,
It was just not a little stinky. It was just like
it was, like,
overstench.
nasty. Like, it smelled like
Animals?
the,
You.
maybe. It smelled nasty, and I, like, haven't smelled something like that before.
Yeah.
And it was, like, I wanted to vomit, and then we heard rustling, so we just, like, started running home.
You got
Just
that
like
right.
running because it was an abandoned well that smelled like cheeks, like rotting human or rotting deer or whatever, but we didn't have like a whole lot of like deer or wildlife in Maryland.
Yeah.
We did have like, I think we had cougars where we lived. Like,
I don't feel like a cougar would just get in there and just go.
I know. I think we had like a big cat in Maryland. I forgot what big cat lives there.
Oh, I don't even know. My bad.
But, and it was like, it smelled so bad that we didn't know if it was like animal or human or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was like nasty. So we were just like, what's that smell? And we're like, what's up with that? And we have 2 small dogs, like 2 Pekingese. You've seen them
Yes.
before. And we hadn't got Willow at this point, so we didn't have like a big dog. So it was just like 3 kids. I was like barely a preteen.
Yeah.
My sister was a preteen, like maybe she might have been 15, and my brother was like roughly 16 at the time.
Yeah.
So 3 scrawny kids and 2 tiny dogs
Which is
hearing rustling coming from behind them after being like, wow, I wonder what was in that well. It smelled nasty. And we like were walking into the forest further. And we just heard rustling coming from like somewhere in the woods. So we just started running home, like sprinting home.
as you should.
And my grandma was like, what happened? And we were like trying to explain it, but I was crying. And my grandma was like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
And then later that night, I saw like this weird figure outside my window.
Uh-uh.
And we were on the 3rd floor. Like our house was like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a third floor, but it was higher
was
than a
higher.
2nd floor.
Yeah.
So I saw something because this was at the point where like Royal High was at its peak and Roblox was amazing.
Yeah.
So I was playing Royal High, obviously. And I just saw something like tall. I don't remember what color, but it was tall.
Yeah.
And it was just standing in the woods. And I woke up my grandma sobbing, being like, there's something in the woods. And she's like, okay, calm down. And we just started praying.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. And I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night, so my grandma had to like hold me and like read Bible verses to me and stuff because I was terrified.
Kind of sweet though. We gotta love your
know.
grandma for that.
Yeah, I love my grandma. Unfortunately, she has dementia right now, so she doesn't really remember a lot.
Aw.
But we're almost gonna hit the 20-minute mark, so we gotta say goodbye. So say bye, Natalia.
Bye.
All right, bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Eagles and Airwaves, Voices and Topics from Thompson Valley High School.